is Step 1 with Freddie Wilson. Welcome back to Step 1. I am Freddie Wilson, and after 2 months of hiatus, we are back. That's right, with a new episode, and we got an awesome interview today with me and my good friend and returning guest, Jacob Feldstein. Also, I will finally give you my thoughts on the new Taylor Swift album. We got some NBA action to discuss, some Stanley Cup Game 7s to break down, and it's all coming up. All right, let's ride. All right, we're going to start with Taylor Swift. We had not one, but 2 new albums. She said she was going to do one. Got really excited. 2 hours later, after she releases it, a second album. So I took that Friday and I listened to 31 new Taylor Swift songs. 2 hours of new Taylor Swift. It was a great day, needless to say. Had a really nice drive in Utah. So I talk about it in the interview, but I did listen to both albums in one sitting. And I've had plenty of time to process what I've listened to. I've listened to a few times now, both the albums. And let's just say, if you like sad girl music, this is the album for you. I do like sad girl music, so this was right up my alley. It's a darker album than other Taylor Swift albums, I will admit. But there are a lot of sad songs, but there are also some happy songs. It's not all sad. Like, it's a good combination of both. And I will admit, some of the songs on the second album, they do start to blend in if you are listening to the first and second album all in one sitting. That being said, big fan of the album. And if you haven't listened to it, I encourage you to do that. You will not regret it. It was a lot of fun. I'm so happy we got 2 new Taylor Swift albums. It's just the gift that keeps on giving. All right, let's move into the NBA. We have the second round of the NBA playoffs set in stone after the Cleveland Cavaliers finally won a playoff series without LeBron James for the first time in 30 years. I think the Magic put up a good fight. This is a young team. They struggled away from home, and it showed, but they were unstoppable at home. They just couldn't find a way to get that one game in Cleveland. They were up 18, but Donovan Mitchell, who said he was sick and tired of losing in the playoffs, was like, not on my watch. So he didn't have a 50-point game, which I predicted in the interview, but he dropped 35, I want to say. So he had a good game. Like, he's a playoff guy, and as a Celtics fan, let's just say I'm nervous. I'm not worried. I'm not, like, pushing the panic button by any means, but I'm worried a little bit about the Cavaliers facing the Celtics. Stuff in the Celtics are going to win. It's championship or bust. The Timberwolves also won game 1 of their second round series against the Denver Nuggets. Timberwolves are good. Like, I think we can just say now, they are a very good team. I do think Denver is going to win. But this is going to be a tough test for Nuggets. This might be the hardest test for Nuggets we've seen in a while, because they struggled against the Lakers kind of, but like at the end of the day, they coasted through the Lakers. Like, yeah, there was plenty of close games, but they won in 5. So they are a good team, and they are now playing a very good Timberwolves team. So it's going to be a really fun series. I am looking forward to watching it. All right, let's do a quick update on the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they still can't beat the Boston Bruins in the playoff series. I was worried the whole time of Game 7. I'm thinking, we can't blow another 3-1 lead, because they were like showing a stat like no team's ever blown back-to-back 3-1 leads in 2 years in like the NHL, NBA, or MLB. And I'm like, this would be bad if that's us. So it's 0-0. We're in the third period. I'm like, whoever scores the next goal is going to win this game. Like, that is my logic. Like, I'm nervous. 10 minutes left in the game. No one's scored yet. Maple Leafs get a goal. And I'm like, it's over. Like, we're not going to score. Minute later, we score. So now it's 1-1. We go into overtime. So I don't think there's anything more stressful in a sports game than a Game 7 overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's just the most even if you don't have a team at stake, like, it's just a stressful thing to watch. It's fun. It's awesome, but you might lose a few years off your life. Especially if you're into one of the teams. As for me, since I like need to calm down. I like turned on something on YouTube. I was watching some Man versus Food highlights. The next thing you know, I kind of keep watching them. The game's on, and I don't really realize that. I kind of see it, and I caught it in the corner of my eye, but I kind of missed the game-winning goal. My bad. All right, was watching old highlights of Man versus Food. I got really into it and just happened to miss the goal. My bad. But don't worry, I will keep watching the Bruins. We'll keep talking about the show. We're going to beat the Panthers. You heard it here first. I am confident. It's a revenge series. We should have beat them last year, and we're going to beat them this year. And now let's get to my awesome interview with Jacob Feldstein. All right, step one is
Hey
back.
everyone, how's it going?
Feldstein just really wanted to get say first, but step
I
one
thought I
is
was
back.
I was hosting.
Step one is back. We are back. And what better fit than having a five-time guest now,
hmm
Jacob Feldstein, to break down everything I missed in the last 2 months, because I missed a lot.
Yes, and we're gonna recap it all.
We'll recap most of it, but let's start with NFL draft. How you think the Giants did? You're a Giants fan.
Yeah, about as well as they could do. I mean, they got like the one guy. Look, I was terrified they were gonna get a quarterback. They were gonna get JJ McCarthy and or that they would trade up and get Drake May or whoever. And I'm really glad they didn't. I think they just stayed the course. We'll figure out a quarterback later. But like, if you're building a ship, you gotta build the ship first and then have the captain last. So, keep getting parts around and then get a quarterback when the rest of the ship is ready to be sailed.
So have you moved on from Daniel Jones? Has the
Yeah,
team moved
like
on from Daniel Jones?
emotionally, yes,
The
but I
team hasn't.
like Drew Lock might be getting some starts this year. I don't believe that, but
Tommy DeVito, man, he's your guy. I don't know why the team isn't going all in on Tommy DeVito.
he's still on the team.
He's still on the team. Yeah, exactly. All in on Tommy DeVito.
hmm
Can you imagine if you Tommy DeVito Malik Neighbors connection?
It sounds like a thing of beauty. Imagine
I
us
know
hoisting the Lombardi.
it's gonna happen.
What about you? How are you feeling about the
How
draft?
am I feeling? Well, the Packers didn't do anything bad. It's not like we made a big splash, but it's not
What
like
did
we
they
needed
do?
much.
They have a pretty
Offensive lineman out of Arizona first round. I
yeah,
can't
who
complain.
cares?
We're
That's
not
still
the Falcons, okay? We're good.
yeah. Let's talk about the Falcons.
They're playing chess, not checkers, if you want to spin it.
Was like so dumb. I don't get like the logic behind. I
Penix
hear
is
people
good. It's
say
just it doesn't make sense that they
it's
just
not
decide a
can
guy.
afford to do that. Like I don't get what the best case scenario.
Best
I
case
guess,
scenario, Kirk Cousins gets injured, Michael Penix starts like lighting it up, and
but that's
then they
not the
waste
best case.
$100 million.
The best case is like, yeah, it's essentially that. And what's his face is like, Penix is old and injured, especially compared to everyone else. They did not need to do that. I thought it was an insane move.
Maybe they really liked him. Maybe he was the best player they could get at the time. I don't know.
I
It
don't
was
think
the
he
eighth
was.
pick. He was not the best player they could get at the time.
They could have gotten that other guy, that other receiver.
They could have gotten Roma Dunze. They could have gone Xavier Worthy.
Are you scared about the Bears? When do we start to get scared about the
Am I
Bears?
scared about the Bears? They need to beat the Packers first before I get scared.
True. They had a good draft.
Because when was the last time they beat the Packers? It's been a while. I want to say it was the 2018-19 season.
How's that true? Really?
It is.
That's
Because
disgusting.
Justin Fields never did it. Justin
Really?
Fields never beat the Packers.
Wow. You're in for a tough time when he's returning kicks against the Packers second, special teams.
Yeah, like the one in every 4 years we play the Steelers. Sure.
Yes. All right, did you see that report?
I did see that report.
You're returning kicks?
Well, it's gonna be a different kickoff next year, so maybe
Yeah, but
he
he's
can
still
run, but he's also the quarterback.
so can running backs. I don't return kicks. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. Justin Fields adamantly denied it.
You know what it seemed like? It seemed like one of those reports where it's like they were trying to smoke out they just put something crazy out there to see like, oh, we think we have a leak here. Someone's like leaking stuff to the media. So they said something crazy like that to see who was spilling the beans.
Guess so. I don't know. I think Justin
Yeah.
Fields got a. I think he got a bad deal with the Bears. Like I don't think they ever really gave him a chance.
Does Justin Fields return over 1.5 kicks this season?
I don't think he'll return any kicks. I think it was
He'll
just
have
an
a big,
idea during a meeting. Someone
yeah.
made a joke. Like, wouldn't it be funny? What if we have
I don't,
Jesse be our
yeah.
kickoff return specialist and someone leaked that?
I don't think he's returning anything.
No, he might not even start.
I don't think he's returning to the Steelers after this season.
You think it's a one and done Sean the Steelers?
I have no idea. I actually don't know
I
contracts at
think
all.
he's still pretty good. I just think
It's so
it's the
confusing.
Bears.
I have no idea about like trading people or like you just can't make up mock trades anymore because I just don't know people's contracts. Like you have to
There's,
learn the
there's the
season
contracts. There's a whole thing.
picks and oh no, he can't trade this pick because they already traded their first in
The
2029.
Bears won the trade with the Panthers. They've got so much stuff, and
It's a shame.
all they had to give up was a pick that became Bryce Young. They won the trade.
Even if uh Bryce Young was good, I feel like they still would have lost the trade. Granted, they wouldn't have had the first overall pick, but they still would have like got a lot, and it's not done. They still have a second round pick next year
Yeah,
from
like
the Panthers. If you're a Panthers
it's
fan right now, I'd like be so
it's a rough
hopeful.
life if you're a Panthers fan.
Yes, bad ownership,
Bad ownership,
quarterback.
no real clear future.
Yeah,
What's
sounds like
worse
that.
right now, though? Let's be NBA. What's worse, if you're a Phoenix Suns fan or a Panthers fan? Because the
Just
Phoenix Suns have screwed themselves.
have to pay Bradley Beal $150 million over the next 3 years, a little bit more,
They have
160.
no draft picks. Like they can't build a team.
No, they're screwed. That's a really
They
bad
went all in. Yeah, you're kind of a Brooklyn Nets fan. They did a Brooklyn Nets model. They go all in, doesn't work, and then they don't have anything.
I would not say I'm a big Brooklyn Nets fan, but so I don't like that slander, that libel.
Okay, fair enough.
How dare you?
Were
Um,
you were you were a fan of them until they moved to Brooklyn, right?
yeah, when they were in New Jersey, obviously, and then like their first couple years of Brooklyn, they were like kind of cute to root for and everything. Man, I didn't really
I miss
care.
it when they it was such better when they were in New Jersey. Brooklyn didn't need a team.
No, not at all. Brooklyn is like stupid.
It's a lovely place. I
Eh.
think. I don't know. It's just a bunch of hipsters.
You ever been to the Barclays Center?
I have not been to the Barclays Center, but I did go to MSG though. Big fan. I really
MSG.
wanted a game seven Philadelphia 76ers and New York Knicks at MSG. I wanted that so bad. We didn't get it.
I'm glad we didn't. That would have been.
Well, I know you hate this. I know you hate all Philly teams.
So I was doing this exercise. Well, we can start with that series, and I'll start with this. Just the decision I made in this series,
Hmm.
and he was already kind of flirting with the top spot. Joel Embiid is my number one least favorite athlete
Why is
currently.
that?
He is, first of all, Philadelphia. I hate Phillies and Eagles and Sixers and all of that. So already he's starting way close to the top. Um, the it started with like the arguments of like, oh, he's the MVP. Jokic stinks and everything. Like, oh, he should be the MVP, and oh, Jokic hasn't done anything in the playoffs. Like that discourse got super ugly, especially because of the Philadelphians. And it's like, whatever. Um, he is the worst combination of things, which is he's incredibly dirty. I think like if Draymond Green did like the shit that he did to Mitchell Robinson, like Draymond Green would have been suspended for the rest of the playoffs. Uh, and he's just unwatchable. The fouls, the flopping, everything. I swear to God, I can't stand the guy. I'm so glad he's not going to play basketball anymore. And he's playing for Team USA, and
How's he playing for Team USA? He's from Cameroon.
I don't like it either. I don't like it either.
It's
I
because
it, like
It's because
Twitter,
Cameroon doesn't have a team to
he
field.
was picking between Cameroon, France, and the US. Look, I'll take him because he's good at basketball, I guess. But like, am I gonna have to root against America? Am I gonna have to root for, Argentina?
America
It's
is going all in this year, which I finally
about damn time.
like. We used to like have all of our guys go, and then they decide, oh, I don't want to like play in the Olympics
Yeah,
anymore, and then we lost.
we're not saying like Chris Middleton or like whoever the
No, we're
fuck.
sending like America's finest.
Exactly.
Like we're
So
gonna beat teams by 100 this year.
But the point is, I don't consider myself to be xenophobic, but I feel like
Okay.
Joel Embiid should like play for his own country.
Okay. Good to know.
Not from around here.
It was a very fun series though.
Wait, give me your least favorite athlete of all time, then we'll talk
Least
about
favorite athlete of all
not all
time.
time currently. Currently.
Currently, there's someone like I actively hate. Like I just hate people when they're like on opposing teams. Like there's no one who
Yeah, you're too positive.
I don't know. I can't think of anyone who like I actively hate. I know there's a guy out there. I just can't think of anyone who like that guy
College,
is the
man.
worst. I mean, I didn't love Grayson Allen like out of when he like was in college.
Hmm.
I think he's fine now. I think the Suns would have had a more competitive series if he was in there. I don't think they would have won, but I
For
think that's like the one good franchise move the Suns have made, and he's not even like their star player.
a more competitive series for them is not. It still wouldn't be a competitive series. Like that is such a. You want to start there and then we'll go to the next.
Yeah, we can start that one.
I
It
love Anthony Edwards, dude. I
Anthony
love
Edwards is great.
watching him. I think like I don't. People are like ready to call him the next Michael Jordan. I'm not. You can slow down a little bit, but he's just so fun. He's got like such a swagger to him. He's just electric.
And again, Minnesota took a long time to build this. Like this was like 20 plus years in the making.
They got a ton of crap from the for the Rudy Gobert trade. He ended up being he's a huge piece. Granted, like he does tend to get exposed in the playoffs, but I think they match up well with the Nuggets, who they play next.
Yeah,
Uh,
he'll help out guard Jokic. Like he's not going to score 20 points tonight, but he'll guard Jokic.
he'll guard Jokic, or will be like great help defense or something. Like he can just do so much that like he's very valuable for them. And you know, the team seems to like him, which was not really the case in Utah.
I mean,
You talk about Phoenix. Well,
yes,
Utah, I've never been to Utah, but it does feel like very naturally beautiful.
it is. It's gorgeous. Highly recommend.
Phoenix, I feel like is so lost right now because they can't run this back. There's no improvement they can make to be significantly. They're already like paying a ton of money to those three guys. They're big three, which is not really a
Matt
big.
HBO's ownership is not off to a great start.
He said recently that of the 29 other teams, he thinks 26 of them would instantly just trade their current situation to have what the Suns are having. You know,
No,
they have superstars. It's like no, they definitely wouldn't. They definitely wouldn't want like Kevin Durant is still one of the best players. So is Devin Booker, but like they can't do anything. There's nothing.
you need players that like complement each other. You have three very good scorers, but they don't. Their styles don't work together,
The
and that got shown in playoffs. Like they can't all just do ISO ball. They need to do have
there's
complementary styles.
like no offensive chemistry between Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. It feels very like your turn, my turn, and then Katie's waiting in the corner, and like, oh, now Devin Booker is gonna, slither around a guy and get a guy on his back and take like a pull up mid range, and then oh, now it's Kevin Durant's turn. He gets the ball on the elbow and like jab steps, and then just throws up like a cool fadeaway. Works, but like there's no flow, and then there's still three other guys on the court who are just running around doing nothing. Like this is not great. They need look. I think they need a point guard, but they need so much more than just a point guard to get them the ball.
They're how are they going to? They can't afford a good point guard. They don't have money. They don't have draft
They don't
picks.
have draft picks. Like I don't.
They're gonna have to find like some diamond in the rough in like a trade, like some random guy who just gets a resurgence or like a
Well, that's what I was
veteran
saying.
minimum.
I don't know how trades. I was saying about the NFL earlier, but even the NBA, like, can you trade Devin Booker? Can you trade Kevin Durant? Like, how does
They
that
can't
work?
trade
Brad-
Bradley Beal. He
Bradley
has a
Beal
no
is a trade.
trade clause.
Just like cool. Might as well keep that. Yeah.
Again, like it's just a bad situation in Phoenix. Do they get rid of Frank Vogel? Do you think Frank like is that going to be their like big splash? Like, oh, we
Yeah,
fired
but
our
that's
coach. We're
not
good.
what does that solve? Like who can you bring
Absolutely
in?
nothing.
Yeah. So they're just in hell.
Yeah, it's a terrible time to be. You were like a potential championship contender before you got all these guys. You had a good thing going.
Well, Bradley Beal was a really bad piece to add for them. Bradley Beal is talented enough, but like he doesn't they needed more diversity of styles or something to like, or something to link Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and they just didn't have that. It was insane. So
They
I
made
think
the
they're gonna have
finals
to,
before all this. Like they had a good thing going, and they just were
yeah,
like, got a new owner, and they were like maybe had a down year, and they're like, oh, let's make a big splash. Let's get a bunch of guys. Let's try to win something.
you're right.
And that formula doesn't work anymore. It's not that
Right.
super teams aren't dead. It's just like you got to build a good super team, and they failed to do that.
Right. This whole thing of like, well, look at all these homegrown teams that are not like fine. It's true, but like that's also because they have like wicked, great talent, like Giannis and whoever. And it's like, okay, but like I think you could probably still build a team by just bringing in three guys, but you kind of have to be smart about it, and they can't just be any of the top, 20 NBA players. You can't just pick any three of those guys and expect it all to work. Then, but Bradley Beal's not there, but like wherever.
Because in the playoffs, like yeah, your top stars are gonna perform pretty much every night.
Yeah,
It's really like that eighth guy on the bench. Like, can he make a difference when
yeah,
he's asked, like, hey, we need you
yeah,
to do your job?
yeah.
And often the Suns only had three dudes. They didn't even have a starting five.
No, like Nurkic was not great. Certainly not defensively. Uh, it's fine defensively. He's not great. And then yeah, whoever else.
All right. Other series we got. Bucks are dead.
Actually, that I don't really. I don't know what lesson you
Giannis
can
was
learn from
injured,
him.
but like
So was Lillard.
Dame
Like I
got
don't know.
injured. They still managed
But
to win a game without both of them. But
that was true. That was impressive. I don't know what the
Pacers are
lesson is
fun.
there, other than the Pacers are fun. I have like
Pacers
nothing.
are fun.
Yes.
And I'm excited for Knicks Pacers.
The Pacers are so fast. It is so
And
uh
Furious.
and furious. I might even go as far as to call them both. Are they too fast and too furious?
Or they Fast Furious Tokyo Drift.
Are they fast X? I would like to see what the fate of the Furious is. That was the eighth one.
I know.
You seen all of them?
I've seen the first one, and that's about it.
Watch all of them right now.
I know what happens in some of them. I've heard about the Pontiac Fiero going to space because they
They
clearly
go to
just ran
space.
out.
It's good.
They ran
It's
out of
great.
ideas.
Tej and Roman go to space, dude. It's awesome.
Imagine like the writing of this movie. Like, all right, we need new ideas, and someone's like, "What if we have Ludacris go to space in a Pontiac Fiero?"
Yeah, but I think you're being too simplistic. Like Cypher told them that there was a satellite that they had to take out. So naturally, what they had to do was send Tej and Roman into space. Obviously, those two we know their chemistry together. Uh, and what they did, and they actually worked with what the hell is that guy's name from Tokyo Drift? They brought in like all the guys from Tokyo Drift. Little Romeo was there, and the other guy, that like Southern guy. Um, and then they like worked with rockets, and then they put the car in space, and then they did, and I think they saved the day in that one
All
because they're
right.
going up against, if I may. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. But
Well, I said all right. I was no. Carry on.
no, I thought you were trying to,
No, I wasn't trying. I want to know what happens.
because Charlize Theron was trying to like hack in everyone's phones. I think
As one does.
she had a really ugly short hair in that movie, and I don't remember.
Are
It
you
was,
excited?
oh, God's Eye. They had God's Eye, which like controls everything, like all the cameras, like this camera, like they could just hack into every single thing, that and then control things. So it was like pretty powerful, and I think Cypher made it, and then it just kind of got into bad hands. Cypher was, she was good. And they're all the Familia.
Are you
And
excited for Knicks Pacers? It's like the old days, kind of.
huh? Are
Like,
we talking
remember when the
about?
Knicks Pacers used to play each other in the '90s? We weren't alive, but
Yeah, I don't remember,
I
but
don't remember either. But I watched the
people tell me it
documentary.
happened. I've seen videos. I was at a Knicks Pacers game earlier this year that was electric, and I'm going to game one on Monday.
Fun,
I mean,
fun.
these two teams like kind of pair together very well. I'm picking the Knicks. I think the Knicks are like just a better team, and the Pacers road ends here. That's fine, but the Knicks have been so impressive this series, and um, look, they're going to be pushed to their limit. Obviously, we know like Tibbs plays his guys a shit ton of minutes, and if the Pacers really pick up the pace for 6 7 games, like that'll really beat into them. They could be super tired, but I don't know. It kind of depends on how uh, well they can manage with that. But the Pacers have the fastest pace of any team in the NBA. They just run up at the court, run up at the court. So yeah, it'll be a lot. It'll be a good series though. I think a very exciting one.
I'm excited again. Like it brings a whole new generation like of NBA fans who don't remember what it was like because they're going to talk about this like before the game. They're going to remind everyone like what happened in the '90s with Reggie Miller and Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, but how big is that rivalry? That's
It
not a
was huge in the '90s.
Yeah, but there was no like that was just two teams that hate each other like half the time. Like that would be saying like
It was Reggie Miller versus New York.
right, but that'd be saying like oh the Warriors and the Cavs like have this rivalry. They don't. Those they were just two teams that met in the finals four straight times. But like it's not.
That's a rivalry.
Yeah, but that was LeBron versus Steph. That's not
Yeah.
Steph versus Donovan Mitchell and Karis LeVert or
I
whatever.
mean, it was kind of like a Celtics Lakers ordeal. Like that's a rivalry.
Yeah, no, Celtics Lakers goes through generations and everything. These are just two
But
teams, I
this
think.
this is starting
I'm
a new
not I don't want to downplay. That's not very fun, but like
it's starting a potential new it's
it will be a
renewing the
story.
rivalry
It'll be a
potentially.
story. And look, Tyrese is like really good. He's really smart with the ball. Um, got an ugly shot, but it's fine. And them getting Pascal was a great pickup for him.
Yeah, they just like they built a team like and again, Indiana's a great basketball. Indianapolis is a great basketball state, but the whole state just loves basketball. It is a
Yeah.
basketball state. Like they love basketball in Indiana. It's just really
I
cool
wonder
that
how
like
real that is. Like, why do they like it more than
because I don't know, they have a bunch of good basketball. They've had a bunch of good basketball teams, in the past, Indiana,
Texas
Indiana
football?
State, Purdue.
Yeah, true.
Like Indiana State should have made the tournament, by the way. Like we're backtracking a little bit here. March Madness. Indiana State
Oh,
should
were
have
you
made it.
even you weren't on for the tournament, were you?
I watched a lot of the tournament, but no, I was not doing the podcast during the tournament, sadly.
Should we do that really quick?
Yeah, we can recap. Let's do our 2 minute recap of March Madness.
That guy in NC State was fat, right? How funny is that?
I liked NC State. So I
Yeah.
was I was hoping for our friend Jeremy Spiro to be on here because I've been waiting to tell him this. So when NC State was playing Duke, I knew the final was going to be in Phoenix, or the final four was going to be in Phoenix. I'm in Utah at the time. I didn't write it out, but like I had it all played out. Like if Duke wins, the second I was texting, I was going to text Jeremy and be like, "Can I go to the Final Four with you? Like I know you're going probably because you
And
worked for Duke. I'm in Utah. Like it's 10 hours away. I will be there. I wanted to do that so bad, so I was push for Duke. I'm like, if I have any slim chance of ever going to the Final Four, this is it.
mhm.
Didn't happen, and I don't think I was going to go anyways. Let's be
Yeah,
honest. But if I had any chance of going, that was going to be it.
that would have been electric. Bones. I mean, that was in the Cardinal Stadium, which is like
Yeah,
massive. Obviously,
I
it is.
thought it was cool that no one thought NC State was going to make the Final Four. I thought
They were
DJ
really good
Burns was
underdogs
pretty
for it.
fun.
Purdue was Zach Edey. I don't know if this has been said before. I actually don't think anyone has had this thought. It's very original to me,
Hmm.
but I don't know if Zach Edey will be that good in the NBA.
I,
I'm
I
the first person to ever
that's a
say that.
hot take.
Yeah, well,
It's
it's what you
a
come here
hot
for.
take. I
Look,
think
it was kind of like annoying, and that eventually got to be like everyone was saying it about him, where it's like, nah, he's gonna suck. Why would anyone draft him? Whatever. It's like, fine, whatever. Like he's
I
kind of very
underestimated Purdue. I did not think they were going to make it to the final. Like I thought, like okay, like I kept on hearing, yeah, they got better. They finally like figured out, okay, Zach Edey's great, but like, what happens when they figure out Zach Edey? Because
he was unstoppable. He was great.
he is ensemble, but again, like there are teams that figured out like if they just crash the paint, so they like built a team around it. They got shooters, and I
Yeah,
kind of heard that. I thought it's Purdue, no way,
yeah,
and I was wrong. Like they actually built a team that played diverse strengths around
yes.
Zach, and it worked. And I got that one wrong. I
The
thought
real story
Tennessee
is
was going to win it. I had them in my bracket. I was
I was
wrong,
scared of Tennessee. I was scared of Don't Connect.
but my women's bracket was also terrible.
Well, the one thing, I mean, the real story is UConn
Yeah,
was
UConn men's
they
and
almost made it,
women's.
there's like not much to say. They were so good, and they kind of made the rest of the tournament boring because of it.
Yeah,
They
they
weren't in
were
a
like a
fun
team
game.
that was already good and got better. Like it,
Yeah, that was kind of annoying. But women's
South
kind of got
Carolina was always going to win. I know America didn't want America wanted Caitlin Clark to win.
yeah,
That's
because
not
no
what
one knows.
I mean, I was sitting in like the ski lodge bar I worked at. Like, no one's rooting for South Carolina. They're all in on Iowa. Like, and
Hmm.
I guarantee you, no one has ever like watched Iowa until this very moment. But they all hear about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
She's everywhere, so they're like, "Oh, I gotta see this girl." And yeah, she's awesome. She is.
There was a funny Lauren McDonald joke on Weekend Update. He was talking about the O.J. Simpson trial, which was I think aired on Court TV. And
Okay.
the joke was like of the uh at the time of the verdict, Court TV got its highest ratings ever, peaking at whatever 20 million viewers. 5 minutes later, the station went out of business. Like
Caitlin
so
Clark's not gonna
it
run
feels
the
like
show
that's
out
like
of
a little bit of
business.
like women's like they got so big and now that Caitlin Clark's gone, I don't know how
I no, because
it's
someone else
possible.
is gonna come in. Like it's people are going to watch women's basketball now.
I don't know if
Like,
that's it's not gonna be as big as the guy.
but people are gonna watch the WNBA now because of her. Like
Um,
she's going to grow the brand.
yeah, I mean I don't really yeah,
I
she's
don't. I might start watching the WNBA. I watch a little bit. I will admit, not often.
go to a fever game.
I don't think I'll fly out of way to see Caitlin Clark, but like I think she will do wonders of the WNBA because again, like it is a nice time. It is a good schedule. Like as a sports fan, when I'm like, I need my basketball fix. But personally, I take the summers off from sports. That's when I kind of, as much as I don't like, not having like football and basketball and hockey on every day, I like that break. Got to gear up for football season. That's because that's when I just spent all weekend watching football.
I'm a Paige Beckers guy.
You're a Paige Beckers guy. She's coming back to UConn, so I think UConn will win next year. Personally, I think next year's the year for UConn. If you think about it, like such a dominant program, they haven't won in 8 years, but you always still think like, oh, they're going to win this year.
Yeah. So
So that was our 5 minute
in
recap of March
Fast
Madness.
in Fast Nine, I believe is the one where we find out that Dom Toretto has a brother.
Okay,
He has a sister Mia, and he has a brother, maybe a half brother, but I think a brother. No, it's a brother, older brother, whose name is Jacob, but it's my name. So I thought that was kind of cool. Played by
John Cena.
John Cena. There you go,
The
Freddie.
fact that I know that. All
Uh,
right. So
which obviously you look at those two and you're like, two, obviously got white guy John Cena, racially ambiguous, Vin Diesel. Obviously they were brothers. Um,
full sign about Vin Diesel. Do you know what his real name is? It's not Vin Diesel. I'll tell you that.
what is it? Vin
Oh, it's
Regular?
his real name is Mark Sinclair.
Oh, what the
He
fuck?
came up with his name because he was like a bodyguard,
Really?
and he's like, I need a more intimidating name. Like, what if I like call myself Vin Diesel?
I mean, Vin Diesel is
It's which is a killer name, by the way.
one of the great names.
Like that's like an awesome name. Like,
It is.
my name is Vin. Like
Yeah.
not Vincent, just Vin.
I didn't even for a second consider it could be short for Vincent. It's not. It's Mark.
It's Mark Sinclair.
Uh, he
All
finds
right,
out his brother Jacob, no, full brother Jacob, and you kind of just like when their dad dies in a car accident or something, like Jacob takes all the blame because he doesn't want him to feel bad or something. Because I think he wanted like the insurance money, the life insurance money. So it was like kind
it's
of
all
like,
about the family.
yes, exactly. And they never talk, and then they come back and they find out that Jacob is working for Charlize Theron, whose hair is somehow even shorter in this new movie. Um, and so they are now together, and then Dom's got to teach them to stop worrying about the, teach him about the importance of family or something. And so that's how we get John Cena in the universe, and he actually ends up, doing it. And there's a nice Jacob Mia Dom moment and everything. It's really good. So with that being said, what's the next series we're moving?
What's the next series?
Let's do Lakers. Let's do
We're
Lakers.
recording this on Saturday. Let's talk about Cavs Magic.
You're right. I didn't want to talk about the Lakers anymore.
You want to talk
Let's
about the
Cavs Magic.
Cavs Magic. We'll get to the Lakers. Don't worry. Cavs Magic. I love it's who the Celtics are going to play tomorrow. We find out. I'm excited for Game 7. I think the Cavs will win, but the
Games
Magic are fun. They are a very fun team.
Magic are fun. Magic are young. They're coming up. They got like no point guard point guard play from like the first two games or something. Like who was it? I think like
They got dudes. They don't have like
Quillian,
an elite point guard, but they have guys.
and they're young and they play really good defense, which young teams don't really do that
Well,
much.
also, it's easy to play defense when your starting five is six, four of a five of them are 6'10" or over.
Right, right, and like Suggs is a great defender. Jonathan Isaac is obviously a great defender. Like they just got guys. It's like they're very impressive. Paulo, the star, another guy who is not playing in the Olympics this year, but I think like last year something there was like, is he going to play for Italy or is he going to play for Team USA? I think he picked USA, and I also don't know how much about that.
But yeah, it's a fun story. Like they are ahead of schedule of where they
Totally.
should be. But again, I think Donovan Mitchell is going to have an awesome game seven. Like, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if he drops 50 tomorrow. I really
Drop
like,
50 whenever last time. And
yeah,
last time
I'm calling it here. Like, he's going to drop like 50 something tomorrow. It's
he's
just,
one of
it's
the great
Donovan
play
Mitchell.
he's one of the great playoff performers, step uppers. It's him and
Jamal
yeah,
Murray,
Jamal Murray are the two guys who are like
which
so
is, which
take it to the next.
segues into Lakers Nuggets.
Yeah. Close series.
They don't need to fire Darvin Ham by the way, the Lakers. I just want to say that. Like,
Is it too late now for Eddie?
well,
He
I
gone.
they already did, but there was no good reason to.
Well, he was not a great coach.
I don't
And
think
if,
he was a great coach, but I don't
if
think it was like a
one
bad situation. Usually, if a
no,
coach gets you to the playoffs 2 years in a row and a Western Conference Finals one of those years, like that's not
they
a
were in the
bad
right? This is
run.
not like they were not great and they were not it comes down to did LeBron like Darvin Ham? No. Okay, well, we want LeBron back more than we want Darvin Ham, so we're not gonna mess with it. But
Maybe I guess LeBron doesn't like Darvin Ham.
it might have been a little harsh if it was any other team, but you got to look at it realistically.
So who's gonna coach the Lakers now? Like, because again, like it's such a tall order. Like you have to like you have an iconic franchise that like has LeBron, at the end of his career, but still a very good player. Like
I think Ty Lue could do a good job.
Tyler's sticking with the Clippers though, so
Is
that's
that
over.
official?
I think they have mentioned they want to keep Ty Lue in LA.
Oh, hmm.
Well, LA's other team.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you excited for a little side note about the Clippers? Are you excited for the Clippers wall next year? Are you
I
familiar
think
with the
it's
wall?
tough. I think it's instinct.
It's
First of all, it's like
it's
it's
an
like
awesome concept.
the shit you read about it, like, wow, the Chinese are doing like these facial recognition. Like they're gonna find out how long you were in your seats and if you were standing up at this exact moment. Wow, how dare you try to go and get it feels very, I'm not for it at all.
I just love the idea that like they want a fan section, only Clippers fans only. I'm like, you're the
It's probably gonna
Clippers.
be
Like,
fun.
you're not gonna get enough people to fill that up that are
Not at all, dude. Once the Clippers lose Paul George next year, and maybe Kawhi isn't back or something. Like, okay, what are they gonna do when like whoever's service player, like when they're
my theory is there aren't Clippers fans. They're just people who really hate the Lakers, so they
they're also
root for
not
the Clippers.
great. Like behind home court is not great. You want to be on the sideline,
I think it'd be cool for like free throws. And yeah, it's a cool concept. I hope it works.
but it's
I
also
just
only on one side,
yeah, I
right?
know. It's like soccer. You know how you have like the fan section? They're trying to do
Yeah,
that
you
in
switch sides at
basketball.
halftime. So like,
They don't switch sides at halftime for soccer.
no, in basketball,
Basketball. You do that in
the
soccer too,
they're only
though.
giving a and a half.
You do that in soccer as
Seems to
well.
me, look, I'm all for a new stadium. I love like stadium, the time lapses of them building them and getting stadium tours, but that feels very like you have to be wearing Clippers jerseys to go in the wall. Like, screw you. I don't want
I want someone to like violate the rules. Though. I want to see someone get kicked out, like have a Clipper jersey on and then immediately throw off and like have the other jersey.
when they play the Lakers. Like, who the hell is gonna be like? I think Laker fans aren't gonna try to sneak in. Maybe where they're
It's
anyway, and then they're probably gonna be put in the gulag or whatever because it's just a dictatorship happening in Inglewood, California.
I personally think like they're only building new stadium because like they want to make more money and because I can tell you from personal experience when it's time to go to Lakers or Clippers. This was it's about a year ago. Lakers Warriors, $250 for nosebleeds. The next night, Lake Clippers Kings, a standings wise better game, by the way. Like this is
True.
when the Kings were like the third team in the West. Clippers were like number five. So this is a better game standings wise. $35 for nosebleeds.
Yeah, I mean it's not like
And it was a better game.
who are the people in Los Angeles who are Clippers fans over?
They're again, like I said, they hate the Lakers so much they have to root for the other team in LA.
I guess.
Like, same question. Who are Angels fans in LA?
Right.
Just people who
Even that's
really
like a
hate the
little like
Dodgers.
Anaheim and whatever, but like
That's just people who like really
who
don't
cares?
want to root for the Dodgers, so they root for
I guess like
a.
the Clippers are so
It's just it's like who roots. It's like Rams or Chargers. They don't have fans for either team. Well, maybe Rams, but Chargers
they
fans aren't real.
yeah. Yes, they also don't. They're the Chargers of the basketball.
Because San Diego fans disowned the Chargers once they left because they hate LA so much in San Diego they won't root for the Chargers anymore.
Right.
For 2 hours away, but they're just like LA's the worst. They hate LA. I was just
Right.
in San Diego, by the way. Beautiful city.
Is it?
I liked it, yeah.
San Diego just made, and I know, obviously that's about basketball, but they just made a big trade. They got Luis Arias.
Yeah. I went to a Padres game, Petco Park. Highly recommend if you've never been.
Never been.
Highly recommend. I was a fan.
How was the food there?
Oh, so we actually didn't eat food there because food's expensive. So we ate at a taco shop next to the stadium.
Right.
I went with a friend of a show, by the way, Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. He's probably like one of the five people who's gonna be watching this episode.
What up, D?
So yeah, me and Dylan went to the Padres. Little side story about this. So they're playing the Phillies. Game starts. Schwarber's up to bat for the Phillies, and Dylan's just like, he better not hit a home run here. Next pitch, Schwarber
Home
hits a
run.
moonshot.
That's brutal.
Yeah, to hit like five dingers. There's something we've not talked about yet.
I think the Celtics team.
Celtics, yes.
What do you think? You're the Celtics guy.
Again, like the season's been championship or bust. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
There's never a dull moment for Dom Toretto and the crew, and in Fast X, it proves it so wildly. So what happens? You remember Fast Five?
I never saw anything past the first one.
You remember Fast Five? You remember the fifth one now? That's the one where they take down the Brazilian kingpin drug
Okay.
guy,
I believe that's
and
also the
what
first one with Dwayne Johnson, by the way.
it is, and Dwayne Johnson's like meaty and big, and he's like
I
some bitch he's gonna get his.
I do know a little side note about this. Apparently Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson do not get along.
I will tell you something funny. They don't get along. They hate each other. They both have like a clause in their contracts that they can't lose the fight that they're in. That's a real thing. And so they got into a fight in it. Uh, and
So they
they
both
had to
won,
be
right?
extra careful that like they landed the exact same amount of punches and everything in their fight. Like it's all just because they're purely egotistical based.
There's very few scenes that they actually like film together.
Yes. Yeah, they kind of hate each other. And I don't think there was so in that one, they have this heist on the Kingpin, this Reyes guy, uh, and they steal a safe full of money. And in doing so, what they don't realize is that Reyes' son, Dante, saw the whole thing happen. He was like trying to stop him from stealing the safe, and then I think they took like a wrecking ball and like hit him into the ocean or something. No, he was hit into the ocean by the giant safe.
I gotta watch this movie.
You don't watch all of these. Each one's better than the last, but also five is the best.
All right, maybe over the summer. Once NBA and NHL are over.
Yeah, or maybe just instead. But
It's Bruins game seven today, man. Little side note. I gotta watch that.
Fate of the Furious. So um they steal it, and Dante now has been planning ever since that moment. He survived. His dad, I think, went to jail or something. I don't know. Since that moment, has been planning his revenge on Dom Toretto and the gang. So he sends him like an anonymous mission to go to Rome, and they go to Rome, and uh,
It's
He's
Fast.
playing.
Which Fast Furious movie is this? It's Fast
We're now
10?
Fast X. We're now Fast X.
Oh,
He's
we're
the
not
character
Fast X.
we happen to never see it all, but like just, he was there. Um, so he sends them to Rome, where he plans on just blowing up the entire city of Rome just to kill Dom. I think it's kind of wild, but okay. But
I mean, how
they,
many lives is it worth to get the one guy?
that's what I'm
An
asking.
entire city of Rome,
I'm asking.
apparently.
But because he also knows how much Dom values family, because how could you not? His mission now is to kidnap and I guess hold for ransom or kill or something. He just wants like to destroy his family. He's gonna kidnap his son, whose name is Brian, named after Brian O'Connor, the guy,
Yeah, I
the
know. R.I.P. Paul
everything
Walker. We're a pro Paul Walker podcast,
I am
obviously.
too. I'm a Paul Walker guy. It was really sad when he died.
Yeah, I know. It was so senseless.
Incredibly.
Yeah. All right.
So
Speaking about Rome, my Roman Empire, the Celtics, are going to win the finals. I'm taking it game by game, but I still think they're going to win it.
it was stupid. God damn it.
Again, we gotta.
Yeah, the Celtics are really good. I
The
don't know what.
Heat gave us a scare game too. Like I knew they were. I got a little worried. Like, but I think assuming the Cavs win tomorrow, I think the Cavs. They're not the team I would like to see in the second round.
No, but the Celtics are better. I think the
I know
Celtics.
we're better, but like,
I think they're going to make the finals. Denver and Minnesota give them a hard matchup, but I still
again,
I'm
they are
Denver.
they are objectively the best team, but again, like, you got to win the playoffs, and we
True,
coasted
but
for
they
round
do.
one. We did do that, but again, it's only going to get tougher each round.
Yeah, yeah, but the East is such a joke. It's literally now. It's especially like the Knicks are the only good team.
Well, the Celtics too, but besides
That
Celtics,
the Celtics have to worry about. I mean,
yeah, I would like a Celtics Knicks Eastern Conference Finals. I think that'd be
it'd be
fun.
electric, but I just don't like.
Two two of the
But
most hated fan bases
but the
duking it
Celtics are
out.
just so much better than like everyone. I think they're gonna cakewalk their way to the
Even
finals.
Porzingis getting injured, like I'm bothered by that, but it doesn't worry me.
Didn't matter that much for the next round, but if he's hurt in the
If we
finals,
played if we played a Magic, it will bother me because his size will match up well with the
that's right. And it
Magic.
puts a lot on Al Horford, but
And Al Horford's old, but again,
he'll figure it
I
out.
think I also think like yeah, the Magic just make it hard for people to drive in to the
I don't know.
basket. Oh, guess what? The Celtics are like the best 3-point shooting team.
Right. Exactly.
Like if you think Wendell Carter, it's like Wendell Carter Powell. You think they're going to be able to like close out
That's the
deep
thing. Is like
threes? No.
it puts a lot on Al Horford, but Al would not be on Paulo. It would probably be Tatum on Paulo or something like that. Like it would just or whoever. Like it's just nightmare matchups. Like
We're,
I don't
we're,
know. It's not. The Celtics are so dumb. I have nothing to say about the Heat. I don't really care about the Heat. Do you?
I mean, I have nothing to say other than I wasn't thrilled about the matchup, but then I realized no, Jimmy Butler, we're fine.
I'm kind of done with Tyler Hero.
You're done with Tyler Hero.
Yeah, he was like, everyone disrespects me. Like, why don't you, because maybe you're a terrible defender and like just have not been that great. I don't know. Like, it's not. I don't care.
But other series, who else we not? We've touched on a lot of them. Trying to think, did we miss anything?
The
Oklahoma State Thunder
Oklahoma City
Pelicans.
did not watch much of it.
I mean, I watched
Okay.
it because it was fun and it was cool to see OKC win.
OKC is really good. Do you buy that they're too young to like do anything?
No, I don't. I think a good basketball is good basketball, and they won a series. They were winning way more games than they should have been.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good team. I
They
think they
were.
have the right pieces, and I think yes, I don't think they're going to beat Denver if it comes to a Denver Oklahoma City conference finals, but I think they are a very good team, and I think the future is very bright in Oklahoma City.
Yes, I agree.
And it's already good right now, but I think it's just going to continue to get better because they
I
have.
love.
And the best part is they have, unlike the Suns, they have draft picks. They have a lot of draft picks.
They have a lot of draft picks. I
Like
didn't,
they can get so many good dudes.
but they can't use all those. I think they could
I
like.
know, but they can trade.
I
They
guess
can trade them. They can
you
do
gotta be
so
weary about
much.
it. Like you gotta be like you can't. At some point, it'll come the time to cash in, or maybe you just like trade a guy in a pick and you upgrade at one
But
position. You
like
kind of pick.
you're
They could use
you
another big man. I don't think Chet can be
they
the
have
only.
like something like 29 picks in like the next 6 years.
You're right.
You
Yeah.
cash in a couple of those, get the piece you need to be good. Like you can cash in a few to
True,
get
but you
that.
got to be careful. Some of those are more valuable than others. It's not like they're all
Yeah,
just trying
no.
the same thing. So I don't know.
It's a good time to be an Oklahoma City Thunder fan.
I'm really impressed with Shea. I think he's really good even without the ball in his hands.
Mm. I think Shea was like the guy they needed. I think Lou Dort is a great player to watch. Just a hard nosed grinder. Love
Yep.
Lou Dort. All right, other series. Have we gotten all of them?
What do you think about this new Jerry Seinfeld Pop Tart movie?
What Jerry Seinfeld Pop Tart movie?
Never mind.
I've not seen that. No,
Never mind. I'm sorry I even brought it up.
no. I like Jerry Seinfeld. Just I haven't heard about this Pop Tart movie you speak
Make a
of.
movie about the creation of Pop Tarts, and he's
Love
like
it.
press tour and everything, and
I
it's yeah,
like Pop
seems like
Tarts.
it's just gonna be like kind of not great.
It'll be like the B movie all over again.
Is there an argument to be made that Jerry Seinfeld is kind of getting exposed with Larry David's he's a Larry David merchant?
I think he's funny on his own.
Is he though?
Yeah,
Just say I saw him do stand up. He was very funny,
he is.
but
He's very
that
funny. I miss watching comedians in cars getting coffee.
was a great show. That was a
It
great show.
was. It's still very
We can
funny. And wasn't like it
be
was
a
a very
little
easy thing
pretentious.
to
We can be
do.
a little pretentious about comedy, where he's like, jokes are like such an art and like the
They
last
are.
bastion.
I write all my jokes for this show.
That's right. And it
Yeah,
shows.
it shows. What, you think I just come up with these on my own? No, I write them down. Just come up with them spur of the moment.
My yellow legal pad, and there's write jokes about Pop Tarts and you know,
What's your favorite
people
flavor of Pop Tart? I have to ask.
I think the cinnamon ones are kind of good.
I'm a strawberry guy.
Do you make them warm?
It depends. Hiking, eat them cold.
Sure.
I don't particularly eat them for breakfast.
I don't either. Those are crap.
They're a good like hiking snack.
I think the movie is supposed to be like a parody of like the Jobs movie, like the Steve Jobs movie, and like those entrepreneurial things. And it's like,
It's an interesting choice. I hope it works out for Jerry.
yeah, Lord knows that guy's down on his luck. He's gonna
Jerry!
get right.
Jerry!
Why?
George Costanza's funny. He's a,
What's
I think
George
he
Costanza is the best character on Seinfeld?
I mean Jerry carried the show, but like
No, Jerry was such a straight. He's not Jerry was not great on the show. He was just like there to like balance everything.
I
Elaine is great. Kramer is
Elaine's
not
great. I mean, I watched an old 60-minute clip from like 97. Like the show was so vital to NBC that like for the final season, Jerry was like, okay, my co-stars also need to get paid. Like we all want $1 million per episode, and NBC did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how vital the show was to the
It was a
network.
massive show.
It
Wow,
was, and I knew that, but I didn't realize like how vital it was.
huge, huge,
And
huge,
then
huge.
Friends took over. Different network though.
No, same exact note.
Did you know? I thought they were CBS.
NBC.
I thought Friends was CBS. My bad.
Now you think of the Big Bang Theory.
I don't know. Did I? Want to hear a good story? So we do these baby time capsule things for my family. My mom would put like old like magazine clips in ours, and for one of ours, I think it was my older sister, like she put a People magazine article basically saying, "Review of Friends season one. This show isn't gonna last."
That's funny.
They
That's
were a
pretty.
little wrong. The show worked out pretty well. Do a little hockey talk now.
I literally couldn't if I tried.
All right.
I guess
Well,
that guy in the Rangers likes to fight a lot. That's kind of funny.
I just will say I'm not happy the Bruins are in Game 7. I'll talk
You
about
told
that
me?
more. I'll talk about that probably the monologue that I haven't recorded yet.
Really?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to record this first. It's been a
You should
while.
say something weird in the monologue that people won't get
What do you
until
mean?
they get to this part of the show.
Okay. I'll think of something. It's
What
all
about
about family.
your intro was like, what up, back like I never left, step one, do that.
I'll think of something cool.
Okay.
I'll do my Taylor Swift album review. I was gonna do it, but like it was hard to do it in the moment. I needed to process it.
Freddie, if you could live in any decade, which one would you pick?
It's a random question. Probably the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good basketball, probably good
true.
football.
True, Michael Jordan.
Baseball was hopping.
I would pick the 1830s minus the racism.
30s minus the right. Is that a reference to something? I feel like I've heard that before.
Oh yeah, you think?
Yeah,
It's your queen, Taylor Swift. That's what she said.
she did say that.
Did you not get that?
Was that one of the lyrics in her songs?
Yes.
And I don't know all the lyrics.
It's the only one I know. It's Moronic.
I really liked the album, by the way.
Of course you did.
Well, there was two albums. It again, 31 songs at once because I did it all like one sitting or one drive.
But you're stupid. You would like the album.
What do you mean I'm stupid? She's amazing. And again,
She's a queen.
I do kind of starting to run into a bit of a problem. But my friend of a show, by the way, Peyton, who we did our Taylor Swift jam sesh, it was a lot of
Yep.
fun. She pointed out to me that I'm running into a bit of a problem. So like anytime like there's some sort of not inherently like a concert, but like any sort of like Taylor Swift related event, like here in Eugene, Oregon, they do this like thing where like they have like a Taylor Swift party where they just blast Taylor Swift and everyone dances. And she's like, "You are 25 and a straight white dude. Like, you can't go to that by yourself." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Think about it. It's a bunch of like teenage girls and you. Like, that can't work because it's not
True.
21 or over."
True. Oh, Freddie, if you
And
show up,
I'm running.
your
So,
nice, your nicest Josh Giddey jersey. Why not? Oh, ladies. Hey, girls.
like, because I remember like I wanted to go to that thing and like multiple painted event. My roommate pointed out to me, like, "No, you
You guys want to see
cannot do that."
you guys want to see what a driver's license looks like?
All right, but yes, I will do a more in-depth review. I was a fan.
You have any? Yeah.
So the
Kentucky
only
Derby.
criticism is like, yeah, I will
Yeah.
admit
Okay, give some criticism. What?
of his second album,
Yeah.
there was a little bit more songs that kind of sounded similar to each other when you listen to it all the way through.
Hmm.
And I'd also spend the entire day listening to 2 hours worth of new Taylor Swift. So yeah,
31 songs?
30 because she did the first album and
Okay.
then 2 hours later she does a second album.
Why would she
Surprise
do that?
album.
Sometimes it's okay to make cuts.
No, she didn't want to cut. I think she wrote a lot of songs. She's
I
impressive.
know, but sometimes 31 songs, they're not all going to be hits.
No, of course not.
So don't put the bad ones in. Only
But it
put out.
tells us, I don't know, like she could do whatever she wants at this point.
I bet you could.
All right.
Uh, wait,
Thoughts on baseball, by the way.
baseball's.
Any teams you're surprised about so far?
Yeah, I'm shocked by the Miami Marlins.
They're playing well, right?
I have no idea.
I
I just traded
thought they.
Luis Arias, so maybe not. But
All right. Well, we'll do a quick MLB standings thing to see if there's any teams like, whoa, they're
read
good.
out the standings. I know Aaron Judge just got ejected today for the first time in his career. I went to the
MLB.
game last night. It was awful, but it ended up in a walk off, so it was kind of cool. But
What do you mean it was awful?
it was like 0-0 going into the ninth. The Yankees were so anemic, their offense. It was so boring. And then they finally got, there was a really
Um,
cold night. It kind of sucked. But I did there's a Benny Hanna's inside of Yankee Stadium. So I got
there's a
like chicken.
Benny Hunt. Wait, they actually do hibachi inside Yankee Stadium?
No, they didn't do it in front of me, which I felt gypped. But like,
That's the whole lore of go to a Benny Hanna. You don't go for the food.
yeah. I don't know why I have
I
to.
just if you do takeout from a Benny Hanna, like why?
It's pathetic.
Like
Oh, unless you're alone.
unless you're alone, but like even then, like you know what I really want? Food that's supposed to be cooked in front of me, but in a takeout box with a DoorDash driver
I
delivering
would
it.
say a good like fantasy football punishment would just be you have to go to Benny Hanna's alone. But that's also for me with my like social anxiety. Like I bet anyone else would like
Is that our fantasy football punishment now?
we're too
We're in the
late.
same next season. The punishment is you have to sit in a Benny Hanna by yourself.
You just gotta go. You just gotta eat the.
Just by yourself.
All right, can't
That
talk
that
anymore.
even a hibachi chef can't say a word.
You have to go. You have to go, and you need to make the guy do 5 of the onion volcanoes, and just keep demanding it. You have to do as many onion volcanoes as you had losses on the season.
Like, hey man, I need you to do another one.
Yeah, I think those ones are a little burned. Let me just do.
They seem a little charred.
Shoot, my phone. I gotta record this one. Okay, just
Hold on. Hold on.
yeah,
Instead of this, let me do this.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Hey, can I
Back
get another?
back to MLB standings.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Any surprise teams? No, the Marlins are not good.
Show your screen again.
Yeah, barely see it. The Marlins are not good.
Um,
Um,
okay, fine. Now we know.
yeah,
Just read every single team out.
I'm not gonna read every single team. I'll read the highlights.
Fine, I will.
Guardians are 20-12. Good for the
I took on the
Guardians.
Indians. I'm not afraid.
You know what I
What
learned
is it,
today?
Apache
I
to
learned
come
today
after
their
me?
their AAA affiliates actually still called the Indians.
That's disgusting.
The
I was only saying.
Indiana Indians.
Okay, so Frey, pick
AL East.
Cleveland right
The Red Sox are not
now.
great.
Okay, so AL East, Baltimore, Yankees, Boston, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Central, Cleveland, Kansas City, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago. That's the White Sox, folks. The
Uh,
West, Seattle, Texas, Oakland. Wow, Oakland's like 500.
I met this Boston super fan in Utah. Like loved all things Boston, and apparently like he is not. He records all the Red Sox games and watches it. And apparently he is not a passive fan to the point where the guy he was rooming with had to leave, like had to like switch rooms because the guy was screaming at his computer every night, watching a
Yeah.
meaningless April Red Sox game. Just imagine this like thick Boston guy, thick Boston accent under your bed, like screaming at the TV.
Oh, what the? I can't do it.
This was the type of guy where like you ask him anything, like, what do you think about the Sox this year? It'd be like me. It's like a 10-minute rant. I could leave the room and he would keep going. It was like a radio show with no audience. It was great. It's like my
Yeah.
podcast. Just me ranting and no one's watching.
Don't sell yourself short, man. I have the videos on in the
Yep.
back.
One day we're gonna go viral and it's gonna be glorious.
Probably this day. Probably that rant you had against Taylor Swift where you call her a terrible person that you cut.
I've never done that.
Yeah, you did. Just man.
I can't say I will ever do that.
I brought in a special guest.
You brought a special guest. Oh, Simon's
Simon,
making an
you're on
appearance.
the podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Simon. Friend
Hey.
of a show.
Oh, what's up, Freddie?
Hi. We can't see you. We just see the phone.
Because he just called me. I thought it was rude to call me. But
Did he not know you were on a podcast?
I thought you were done by now.
We're never done. This is the step one. Come on, we have 2 months to catch
right.
up on.
He's right. We're never done.
2 months of material.
You want some Chipotle?
Yeah, bro.
What about the Peruvian food? Oh, no, I want Mediterranean food.
I don't want that.
All right.
Right, then our friendship is over.
Ordering food over
Sorry.
the
Okay,
Step One
where were we?
podcast.
We were talking about some guy with the Boston accent.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
The album was great. I was a big fan. And that is all I will say. I had a lovely Taylor Swift drive in Utah. And I really enjoyed my day.
Excellent.
It was very nice.
I kind of miss driving around and listening to music.
It is fun. I just did a lot of that in the last 10 days because I did a 10-day road trip.
Yeah.
And we're doing another road trip in about 2 weeks. We will talk more about that. We will do something with that on the show. Just wait and see. I haven't planned it all out yet, but it's happening.
Return.
A Step One road trip.
Doing any segments after this?
Am I doing any segments after this? Not yet. No, I'm just trying to get the show out.
Just gonna end.
What?
Podcasts are just gonna end.
No, I'll probably say that's our show for this week. I don't know.
Do a segment. Do that thing. Yeah, let's do it right now. Let's do it right now.
Okay.
I have this idea where we spin a wheel, and then.
So I tried writing this idea. Like it was kind of hard to like story tell
you
an
didn't do
idea.
Random. You literally just look at their. Okay, I'll do it.
I picked for San Diego Chargers in 2010 because I think it's a great story.
Random. Everyone knows
it's not random, but it's a great story.
Random.
Because I watched the highlights of like their first like 3 games, and they had some spectacular endings. Like they lost games because of like a muffed punt return. Like special teams matters. All right. You got any way to?
I'm picking
a random team. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to talk about this next week. Apparently.
Yes. Okay. Here's
here's my random team.
Okay. Let me just add the inputs.
Okay.
NBA, NFL.
How are you creating this?
I'm literally just making a wheel. Do you want to throw in? Do you want to throw in the baseball,
Sure.
MLB?
How do I sum up 160? What if the team sucks? How do I sum up 162 games?
Just read the Wikipedia if you don't like it. Who cares?
Yeah, just read a Wikipedia page.
Okay, it's spinning. Can you hear it?
Yes. What do we got?
It'd be kind of cool if you could see this.
You could
NFL.
NFL.
Whoa, that's the sound it makes. Okay, NFL random wheel team.
We need a year so we have random team and a random year.
Yeah, let's pick the wheel first.
All
NFL
right.
in the wheel.
Okay, I'm excited for this. I gotta write this.
Let's see. It's
I
taking a
guess
while.
I have to do this now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm forcing you to.
Yeah,
Or you cut
a
all
new
this
segment.
out.
I don't know, 'cause it's always hard to find new segments. Like,
Okay, we're spinning the wheel. I would like to share my screen. Oh well, it's spinning.
all right,
And the Jaguars. You want to spin that again? That's boring. Nah,
no, I want the Jags. A Blake Bortles era.
okay.
I'm all about Bortles.
Max is 2023. Man, you want to say 2000? You want to say like 1990?
They weren't a thing in 1990.
What year were they a thing?
Need to look. They're a relatively new team.
I know that. I'll say 96. That's my
I
guess.
think that sounds about right.
1996 to 2023. Random number between those two.
Jacksonville Jaguars were first a franchise in looks like 95.
95. Okay. All right. 1995 to 2023. Generate 2012. You have to do a report on the 2012
The
Jaguars.
2000. How good would let's just
Yeah,
2012 check. Let's just see the record. We'll tell the story later. Bortles wasn't even on the team yet, was he?
Oh, there.
I love Blake Bortles. I think they went 2-14.
Okay, Freddie, there's a lot to talk about here.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, come on.
Just the Wikipedia page here. They entered the season hoping to improve from their 5-11 record.
It was their
previous
first season under
season.
the new ownership of Shahid Khan. Rashad Khan. These jerseys.
They won 1-7 at home.
Wow. What do you think they went on the road then?
1-7 as well because they only won 2 games.
Chad Henne.
Yeah, who was their? It was Chad Henne.
Justin Blackman, Mike Brown. Boy, this team is. Oh, they got Mercedes Lewis.
All right, yes. So this is something that should be fun to discuss.
The gold mine. They got Blaine Gabbert on the. Oh, they have Rashad Jennings on the IR.
Jennings. Haven't heard that name. All right, so next week, because Feldstein really wants to see the segment, we have the 2012 Jacksonville Jaguars, a 2-14 team to start this bit off.
This will be good.
It's gonna be a fun story. I don't know how I'm gonna tell this story, but we're gonna figure it out.
Yes, you will. You always do.
They probably played a London game that year.
Dad, you could talk about that too.
They probably didn't win because they won 2-14.
Will be unlikely. All right, we're good.
Jaguars, Jaguars.
Love them.
All right, quick, way too early NFL predictions. Go. Then we'll end this. That's the last question.
The sun will explode in week 4, and it will be the end of civilization as we know it.
Okay.
I want Saquon Barkley to be hit by a bus.
You want Saquon? Oh yeah, he's on the Eagles now.
Yes.
Okay, actually, we really didn't talk about NFL free agency. I missed all of that. So like the week after I stopped doing a show, NFL free agency goes berserk.
Tough timing.
It's just bad timing, and it was just a lot of good moves though by every team.
The what's his face? Texans did their thing.
Texans, who Texans get?
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon, yes, Texans are gonna be good. Packers got Josh Jacobs,
Yep. Yeah, a lot of running backs went.
a lot of running backs, and Saquon's no longer a Giant.
Mm-hmm.
So who's your running back next year?
Devin Singletary, baby.
Devin Singletary. Giants, we'll see what the Giants do.
They're going to be awesome. They're never
They're
going
gonna
to
be awesome.
I guarantee you they will not lose a game. And if they do lose a game, I will kill myself.
You say Brian Dable of 2022 is one of the greatest coaches of all time. So
Yeah, one of.
yeah, your Mount Rushmore of coaches. You said it was like Lombardi, Belichick, Brian Dable in 2022.
I think so. I think so. I don't know.
I don't. It's
Dable's
hard
not
to say
cheating.
yet, but I think the Packers are going to make a splash, and I think the Lions are going to regress.
I am kind of with you on the Lions. People are like a little too high on them for my liking.
I don't think it's a sustainable success model they have. I just think at the end of the day, their curse is they are the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you just can't beat the fact that that's your franchise.
I don't know if I buy that, but there maybe. I mean, they did not. It's not like they lost in tragic fashion or anything last year. I mean, didn't they gave a big lead, but it wasn't like
It was pretty tragic
about as well.
fashion.
They did about as well as they could.
They did better than they could. Like they hadn't won a
Yes,
playoff
true.
game
True.
in like 30 years.
True.
Like the amount of Lions fans I ran into were like, if they had gone to the Super Bowl, I would have paid like $30,000 to go. I'm like, could have just watched it with like your friends from Detroit and like had that like I would have done that. I will do that. The Packers are making like I don't need as much as it'd be cool to go to the game. I think it'd be more fun to, like watch it with like other like all the friends who like I have who are Packers fans, which aren't many.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Be good.
He's gonna be pretty good, I think, sadly. But I don't think
I don't know if any of the other quarterbacks are going to.
I still don't think he'll ever beat the Packers. And also, hot take, I'm already calling it. It's gonna be a QB battle for the Patriots. Drake May and Joe Milton. Joe Milton is a good quarterback.
What about Jacoby Brissett?
Oh, he's ancient.
Is he going to be the best of all three? I think.
Is he going to be the best of all three of them? No, but I think I still think they might do a 2 quarterback system where if they need a big third down conversion, Joe Milton's going to launch a bomb. Just a hot take.
Maybe.
And that's how we're going to end it. My hot take on Joe Milton because I like Joe Milton.
Joe Milton.
All right, this has been awesome. Great to see you. Great to be back.
Always a pleasure, Freddie.
All right, thanks, Elson.
See you.
All right, that is our show for this week. We will be back next week, but after that, I'm going back on hiatus, sadly, because I am unfortunately moving out of Oregon and I'm driving cross country to go back home to Boston, Massachusetts. Don't worry, I'm going to post content on this road trip. I'm going to plenty of sporting events, so you definitely want to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at Step 1 with Freddie Wilson. That's Step and the number 1 with Freddie Wilson. God, check out what I'm doing on this trip. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it. All right, Big Fred, over and out.